everyone, good evening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Darrell Winninger from the Central Oregon Daily Weather Center. Now, we're still in an active weather pattern, but some changes are expected through the next couple of days, including more heavy mountain snow, as well as rain and snow showers in the lower elevations. So we're going to take a deep dive into your most reliable forecast just to help everybody wrap their heads around what you can expect here through the next couple of days. Starting off with our weather headlines, we are getting into a break between systems. That's going to be tonight and most of Tuesday. Now, late Tuesday, our next system starts to roll into the Pacific Northwest. This is going to bring more rain and snow showers in our lower elevations, but more heavy mountain snow is expected. Winds are going to get breezy for many of us, and temperatures are actually still going to stay in that seasonal range. So let's go ahead and just look at the big picture. We're going to start off with a couple of cameras. First off, cameras across the Tri-County area. These are all courtesy of the Oregon Hazards Lab, or the OHAZ network, and we do still see a lot of cloud cover, but we see in several of these cameras where there's a little bit of breaking in the cloud cover. What that means is we're starting to clear out. Now, roads are still a mess through the Cascades, and in our lower elevations, not nearly as bad, but definitely looking at some slick roads. One thing that I want to point out is that in each one of these cameras, we do have limited visibility. Now, there are still some light snow showers expected, but also tonight, forecast relative humidity values are going to be at 90% plus, which is indicative of the potential for some areas of fog to develop. Now, if that happens, it's going to be freezing fog, and some flurries and even some freezing drizzle are going to be possible in those spots that get some of that fog development. But as of right now, it's not the biggest point of the forecast. So we're going to go ahead and move forward. Satellite and radar shows that we have been getting even more mountain snow, but we're starting to clear out just a little bit. And when we go ahead and just look at the bigger picture, the system that's been impacting us today already fizzled out, and it's going to continue to keep that remnants of it, the latent moisture, over the Pacific Northwest until those clouds completely thin out. Now, further off to the west, you can start to see a lot more thick cloud cover that's rolling in. That's part of our next system. So we're going to look at the enhanced satellite imagery, and it also has pressure on there too. Pressure is important because the pressure likes to flow from high to low, and that's really how we get our winds. But we also know that when there's high pressure, we typically have good weather. Where there's low pressure, that's where some systems are starting up. And so right now, a little bit of a ridge of high pressure starting to build into the region, and that's why we've been getting that clearing across the high desert. Now, we still have a lot of cloud cover, a little bit of snow in the Cascades, but looking further out over the Pacific Ocean, there's a couple of different things we're tracking. First, there is a broad ridge of high pressure just off the California and Baja coastline. That's what's been building into the Pacific Northwest. Second, there's a strong low over the Gulf of Alaska near the Aleutian Islands, and it has a front that stretched south over the northern Pacific Ocean. This is going to be our next system. So that's one thing that we're really tracking as we go forward. Now, altogether, we're not looking at too much in the way of snow in our lower elevations, but I'm going to go ahead and show you the forecast model because it does have some change-ups that we're expecting here through the next couple of days. We start off with that system out over the Pacific Ocean and some lingering snow through the Cascades, but when we dive in and take a closer look, we're going to be noticing that those clouds are starting to thin out later tonight. So there's the main system that's going to come into the high desert and impact first a warm front, then a cold front. But here through the rest of this evening, we still have some snow in the Cascades and in some of our higher elevations. That fizzles out, we start to get clearing, in and out clouds through the overnight hours. Then look behind the camera, right behind me. That's where our next warm front is starting to roll in. That warm front starts to push into the high desert, over the Cascades and into the high desert through Tuesday evening. And so we are expecting that right around sunset, we start to get some mountain snow showers, and then that becomes scattered and then widespread precipitation across the high desert. Rain and snow showers are expected, not too much actually sticking. A few spots on the map could get up to 2 inches, maybe a little bit more. That'll be our higher elevations, mostly around and above 4,100 feet. And then a cold front quickly moves through. That cold front is going to bring even more precipitation through Wednesday. Times of clearing are going to be possible, but it's really not until Thursday that we start to see that sunshine. And as that system rolls through, it is going to be breezy for many of us. By Thursday, starting off with more clouds, by the afternoon, just more sunshine across the high desert. And so what that means for us is with that clearing, we're going to start to see our next rebound in temperatures. Now, forecast model, future precipitation output shows that by Thursday we have that high pressure ridging into the region, and we are expecting mountain snow with some snow in our lower elevations. We're going to look at two different forecast models. The first one, I'm going to take it little by little. By 7 a.m., Tuesday 7 a.m., we're seeing some spots that have a little bit of a dusting, but more rain on the ground. Remember, this starts up. This is going to be mostly what's pushing through here during the next couple of hours. And then through Tuesday, it stays relatively dry because remember, we're expecting those in and out clouds tonight. By Wednesday, Tuesday night going into Wednesday, that's when our next system starts up. That's when it starts to bring us even more precipitation. But we're talking more rain with some snow showers. Not much, though. In fact, most of it stays through the Cascades, and that continues into Wednesday night. Different forecast model is a more high-resolution one. It typically overdoes the snow in the highest elevations, but it's pretty on point with the lowest elevations. So when it's looking at 12 to 21 inches, I think that's overdoing it. I don't think we're expecting that much through the mountains because remember, the other one did not show nearly as much snow through the Cascades. And I'm going to toggle back and forth between these a couple of times. It showed up to 12 inches in the mountains. I think that one is on the nose. That one's the one I'm going with here through tonight. Lower elevations still not looking at much in the way of accumulation. But let's talk about today. We topped out well into the 40s. The average high is 45 in Bend and 46 in Redmond. Looks like we hit that on the nose, hit the nail on the head. And by tomorrow, temperatures don't go too far because remember that next system is rolling in and a warm front is the first thing that pushes through, and that's not until the night. Now, temperatures this evening are still in the 40s with a few 30s on the map. So we're actually running between 1 degree cooler and 11 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago. So it's already a bump in temperatures. The next one happens after Wednesday's system. Now for tonight, 20s are expected with a few 30s and teens possible. And we still have a few more showers before we really start to see that clearing. After that, it's going to be in and out clouds. Through Tuesday, increasing clouds with precipitation starting up Tuesday night. So when we look at that Tuesday night going into Wednesday morning, we actually have precipitation falling. It's going to be rain and snow showers, temperatures bottoming out in the 30s, some of us below freezing. Now that could mean a couple of things. That could mean, number one, some of us actually get snow showers and we start to see a little bit of accumulation, but also we could be looking at the potential of some freezing rain Tuesday night going into Wednesday. It's something we're going to continue to track with you. Meanwhile, today it's been a little breezy at times. Gusts currently are between 10 and 23 miles per hour across the Tri-County area. It's just gusts. Actual wind speeds are more like 5 to 15 miles per hour, and we see them taper off a little bit tonight, not too much, call it 1 to 8 miles per hour at its bottom. But then look at Wednesday. Winds are getting breezy and even gusty at times. That's this next system, back-to-back fronts. First a warm front, then a cold front rolling through the high desert. Then going past that, we have our showers on Wednesday. Winds are going to get breezy. Thursday, we get our clearing. And then Friday and Saturday, we have a split forecast. First, Friday, partly cloudy. Saturday, increasing clouds, and that next system starts to roll in Saturday night going into Sunday. So the best chance of precipitation we're looking at through the next 5 days starts Tuesday night, goes through Wednesday, and Wednesday night. By Thursdays when we finally start to see that clearing. But also remember, there is a chance for some areas of fog through the overnight hours. And just a recap for you, our weather headlines include a break between systems. That's going to be tonight in Tuesday. Tuesday night, we start to get more rain and snow showers and the potential of some freezing rain. There could be some areas of fog through tonight going into tomorrow morning, but as that next system rolls through, it's going to be breezy at times and temperatures are still seasonal, only actually picking up later in the forecast. Let's go back to that because seasonal is where the red line is, at the average high, and then by Friday, we're in the 50s. By Saturday, we get even warmer, and remember, Saturday is when that next system is starting to roll through. So some ups and downs in temperatures are expected, but a gradual warming trend through most of the extended outlook. So not too much in the way of big changes, but if you're doing any traveling through the passes, you'll want to use caution because even more mountain snow is expected. But in our lower elevations, just more precipitation, more rain, breezy at times, and some snow showers, not nearly as much in the way of accumulation as we've seen with a couple of other systems. But join us us tonight for Central Oregon Daily News. That's at 5 and 11 on ABC, and at 6, 7, and 11 on CBS. We'll have your full and most reliable forecast, the latest headlines and news, and I'll have that 7-day planner so you could really, if you have anything coming up past what we already talked about, you could really start to focus on your forecast for that. So join us. We'll see you then. But for now, that's the latest in weather.